Okay, so another day leaving the conference. Just once for one last time. Some beautiful chandeliers up there. And it ends at 5 p.m. It's now like 4:25, but a lot of people have already gone. And many of the stands are already empty. And actually there are some things here I would still like to see, but time is always limited. There is always something else that requires our attention, and we need to ration it. So, back once again, it's cold. The last thing I wanted to do today was visit the Euromass Tower, which is like a 30-minute walk from here. And that's the primary reason when I chose to leave 30 minutes late, because since the sun sets at 4:30, very soon it will be completely dark. The Euromass, in fact, even displays the time of sunset on their website. I believe it must probably the most beautiful place, time to be there and actually see the vista. But considering it's so cloudy, it has actually rained for a big portion of the day, I think let's be realistic. There's going to be no sunset. The sun has set behind the clouds a long while ago. So, since it's like afternoon now, not really evening yet, the city is pretty lively yet. No, regarding the conference, after all, this was the last day. It was a quite interesting experience. I did get to see and try a lot of things. There is a point to be said about the talks or lectures or however you want to call them, and that's something I've been noticing about conferences for a while now. So it's been like quite a few years since I started doing this, and now I'm doing it more and more, which is that since most of the talks, or at least the major talks at conferences, are recorded, what I actually do is that I go to the conference and I just spend all the time visiting the stands and talking to people and having conversations, and I don't watch barely any of the talks. And then on the following days, when I'm like free without nothing to do at home at night, I go on their website and watch the recorded version. So, come on, in today's YouTube age, why would you have to be present to actually hear what someone has to speak? And I even consider whether, okay, so there's a canal here in the middle of the street. I haven't even noticed it. So I haven't even thought, no one considered yet making like a conference where you just make all the talks available online before the conference, and then people just go there to meet and talk. No lectures at the actual place. Because, like I said, we have YouTube now, so if you can just watch the talk whenever you want, and you can pause it and you can speed it, why come in person when you can speed up when the lecturer starts talking a bit too much, for example? So that's one of the points. So I watched very few lectures here, and part of it is also because I was trying to record these videos. So I took a lot of trains here. I went to Delft, I went to Leiden, I walked around the city for many hours, and I absolutely don't regret it, because like I said, I can just watch the vast majority of the conferences on the website. In fact, I actually did. I watched some of them on my hotel room last night and the night before it. So that's a time I wouldn't be walking around the city, especially considering that the sun sets so early. So pretty much, and that's another point. Since it's winter here, I'm not sure how it works in the summer, but most Dutch businesses, from shops to museums, open at 10 a.m. and close at 5 p.m. So that's pretty little time. When I wanted to buy the microphone, for example, I wish I could have gone like at 7 a.m. to buy the microphone. That's not possible. You have to wait until 10 a.m. so the shops open. I'm not sure if that's just because it's dark or because they, I don't know, value work-life balance and don't want to work more than like 6 hours a day. But regardless, the point is the same applies, for example, for museums. So after 5 p.m. there's very little you could do at the city. The Euromast is one of the places that stays open late, but it's not like you're going to use the night to visit many museums or anything like that. You're going to use the night to have dinner and go to our hotel sleep. And so I can watch the conferences later at night at the hotel on the way back on my flight, if the internet permits, the plane internet. And by the way, speaking of internet, I finally, on my 4th day here in the Netherlands, I finally got my SIM card working, my internet card. I had already, I can't say bought it, I like earned a SIM card. So there were, oh come on, I've heard about this one. So look at this, quaint town, nice place.